But now to a conversation we wanted to have tonight with someone who's representing a lot of you in Washington, at least for the next few months. Joe Sempolinski was among this group of Congress members who were sworn in just 2 weeks ago. He won a special election last month to serve out the rest of the term of former Congressman Tom Reed, who retired earlier this year. The rest of that term is just over 4 months, meaning that he'll have the shortest term in Congress for any New Yorker in nearly 150 years. And the congressman joins us live now. We'd like to thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us this evening to chat.
It's a real pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So I think the question a lot of people would have is why go through all of the hurdles of running a campaign, going to Washington, preparing to become a congressman for less than 5 months?
I do get asked that question a lot. And the answer I always have is it'd be an honor to serve for even 4 minutes. And I'll be a congressman for approximately 4 months. And for those 4 months, I'm going to speak for about 750,000 people. And that's a really profound and sacred thing if you think about it. To even speak for them once, and I've already done it about 25 times so far since I've been sworn in 2 weeks ago. And most people who have lived on this planet have had no voice. They've been dictated to by a thug or a despot. And at great, great cost in the United States of America, we have a voice. We have a representative democracy. And I'm speaking for the people that have given me everything. I grew up in this district. I was born in this district. I'm raising my children in this district. And to speak for them, to be their voice when they didn't have a voice for a few months is very important, no matter how long it is.
There's a lot of gridlock in Washington, especially right now, even for the most experienced members of Congress. So what are you hoping to get done in the next few months?
Well, there's a couple things. One, if you disagree on a vote, you shouldn't vote for that. You shouldn't just vote for something just because you want to get something through. You should stand up for what you believe in. But we do have to find ways to work together and come together. So I serve on the Education and Labor Committee. And where I've so far found a little bit of a niche where there can be some bipartisan agreement across the aisle is on disability education. That falls under that purview. I have a daughter with Down syndrome, so I've already managed one bill on the floor that's passed the House that's in that disability education space. You're going to see more activity from my office in that area. So you do have to work to find areas where there is common ground, things that aren't particularly ideological, while still standing up for what you believe in and standing up for the values of your district. So if something's proposed that I think is in the interest of my district and I think is right and good, I'll vote for it. And if it's not, I'll vote against it.
You've been there for 2 weeks already. We know that Western New Yorkers and most Americans don't have quite an optimistic view of Congress. The last Gallup poll put congressional approval at just 22%. So has your experience there so far given you any more reason to be optimistic?
Well, I'm more optimistic in the people than I am in Congress, and I think the people would agree with me on that. And I think if members of Congress of both parties listened more to their constituents and took good ideas from their districts down to Washington, D.C., as opposed to taking bad ideas from Washington, D.C. and inflicting them on their district, things would work a lot better and Congress would have a much higher approval rating. You always have to remember who you work for. It's the people of the district that you work for, not the leadership of your party, not the President of the United States, and not the people here down in D.C. You work for your constituents.
We have about a minute left, so last question. What's next for you? You're going to be updating your LinkedIn profile with 5 months in Congress on your resume.
Yeah, so I was a candidate for Congress in 2021. Redistricting happened. I sort of put it on freeze for a few months, then was back in the race when the special election happened. In the middle of that, I went to go work for State Assemblyman Giglio down in the Southern Tier as his chief of staff. At the moment, I intend to go back to that job in January. And to me, whether it's federal, state, whether it's being a staffer or an elected official, whether it's for a short time or a long time, I'm all about helping the people and serving the people. And it's an honor to do so, whatever the title or role is.
All right, Congressman Joe Sempolinski, thank you so much for sharing part of your night with us, and good luck in Washington.
Thank you so much.